So today we're continuing the Camaro mods. We got something from Cold Air Inductions. Let's check it out. Hello everyone, welcome back to Marty Motoring. If this is your first time on the channel, I'm Martin and I make videos about my cars and mods and things like that. I have a 2014 Toyota 4Runner, hence the hoodie, and a 2013 Camaro SS. Today we're going to continue some of the Camaro mods. We got something new in the mail from Cold Air Inductions. It's an intake, so let's check it out and get it installed on the Camaro. Just a quick note before we get started. Cold Air Inductions is an American company and they make intakes for a lot of GM products. This specific intake for the Camaro SS 5th generation, they are dyno proven and they are the best intake in my opinion, and that's why I chose Cold Air Inductions for my Camaro. I have some friends that run their products and they have nothing but good things to say about them, so pretty excited to get this on my car. My Camaro currently has a K&N system, which I believe is inferior to the design of the Cold Air Inductions intake, as you'll see coming up. So first we're gonna unbox this and kind of compare the systems, and then we're gonna install it. So we're here in the garage. This is the box that came in. I did open it, but I didn't unpack anything yet, so let's do that now. As we unpack this, you can see the attention to detail here in the manufacturing process. Everything is just super clean. You got it powder coated. Everything is welded really nicely. Everything we need to get this installed. We have a full documented install process with color pictures. The hose, clamp with nice silicone rather than the cheap rubber that you'll see on the K&N. And of course, our air filter says Cold Air Inductions on it. So let's get the K&N system off, kind of compare it to this, and then we'll get this installed. One other thing I want to point out is this really cool window. Once we peel this blue film and it's all assembled, we'll be able to see the filter and pipe and everything from the top side. You can look right in. I think that's really cool. So let's get started. Now just to preface this, my garage is pretty small, so we're gonna work in some tight spaces. And also my car is pretty stock, has the MPP exhaust, it's a 2SS, but I don't have headers or anything. This is the first performance mod I'm really doing, so with that in mind, let's dive in. So I did just get this paint corrected and it's looking really good. You can check out some of my previous videos if you'd like to follow along with this Camaro. So here's the K&N intake. Now, the design itself isn't terrible, it's just really not the best. You have an open filter that gets pretty dirty. It's not really pulling in cold air. It's kind of flimsy and cheap. I'm not even sure what this material is, but it's not silicone. It's cheap rubber. Pretty sure this is plastic. It's just a cheaply made intake for roughly around the same price. The Cold Air Inductions one is just so much better, and you'll see why.
So the first step for me is to remove this K&N system out of the car. First thing we can do is unplug the MAP sensor. Now if you're coming from a stock system, just reference the instructions included with the intake and you can see how that's done. We loosen the clamps and we can pull the intake tube off once we disconnect the breather hose.
This piece is from the K&N. Look, it just screws in. You can tell it's not airtight. And this is plastic. Just really cheap, but we're gonna need this, so let's take this off.
To remove the MAP sensor, just unscrew the two screws and it pulls right out. There it is.
So for a quick comparison, you can see cheap plastic K&N, nice metal Cold Air Inductions. This actually comes with new screws.
For this step, I just slide the MAP sensor in, use the two included screws, and we're good to go.
Now with that out of the way, we're gonna remove the rest of the K&N system, which unfortunately is just dangling, which is a terrible design.
As you'll see, both of these intake housings are only held on with one 10mm nut. And just like that, it comes right out.
Just a quick comparison of the filters. So the next step is actually installing this box, but first we're gonna remove these so the top cover comes off. This here.
Now there is a line here running for the windshield washer fluid, and you just kind of have to move it out of the way.
This drops down right here, so this little lip needs to go under the fender area. So as long as you don't have extra wires running like I did, you can tuck this stuff back in. So now we've placed the box in, and you can see kind of seals up that whole area compared to the K&N that just left it open. And there's also a pass-through here. I have my lighting coming through as well as this factory line, and then the line going to the washer fluid sprayers just sits there. So it's a really nice fit. Next, we'll take our filter, let's place it in here, put it through the hole, and put the clamp on it. I'm gonna loosen this. There you go. Just like this. Also, at this point, we can just plug this in.
At this point, everything is connected, so I just tighten the clamps, give it the wiggle test, and now we can focus on the breather hose.
Last step is to get this breather hose connected to this. So that's why these things are included. So if you lift your engine cover, this is actually going like this. So it's coming from here though, so I'm gonna do it here, and maybe we'll like zip tie it so it doesn't hit the pulleys.
And at this part, a heat gun comes into play. I just got this one cheap at Harbor Freight, but you can also use a hairdryer, it just will take a little bit longer.
I'm just gonna tape this with some all-season Gorilla tape, just so this hose doesn't come out.
This is totally optional, I just did it because I wanted to, and then I just slid the zip tie into the hole on the fuse box, so it worked out pretty nicely. And lastly, we peel the protective film on the window, and we install the top window on. Now these are just quarter turn bolts, so you just kind of pop them in, twist them, and you're good to go.
So that is everything. The install is complete. Let's start it up and see how it sounds.
So now it's a couple days later. It's about 42 degrees outside. It feels a lot colder. It's been 30s and 20s the last few days. So I waited till it was a little bit warmer. But anyway, what you want to do when you finish the installation is unplug the negative terminal, and it kind of resets the ECU, and then put it back on and everything resets. So we're just going to do a quick test. We got the GoPro under the hood and we got me driving. So let's just go take it for a rip real quick, and then we'll kind of see how it sounds and how it works.
Make sure there's no cops here.
This car does love the colder weather though for the air. Nothing like taking your Camaro out for a winter drive. So I think the car is still kind of adjusting to this cold weather and the new intake. This thing definitely feels torquey, and I like the induction sound, so I'm happy about that. Now the next thing I will need for this car are headers, and then I can do a tune so the intake will really shine once I get a tune. You don't need a tune in order to be able to run this intake, but if you want to get the best performance with other mods, a tune is recommended. So I think that's everything for this video. Huge shout out to Cold Air Inductions. If you want to get one of these systems for your Camaro or other GM product, click the link in the description down below. Check it out. As always, follow me on Instagram at Marty Motoring. I'm always posting new stuff there. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel and want to follow along with future videos, hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and keep those wheels turning.